Hi, there's Kevin with the Rogue Market here with a market alert. These videos I want to get back to doing where I just give my 2 cents on cards that are having a lot of movement. This one is Cavalier of Flame. I woke up this morning to see this made a lot of lists in what we call the fandom legends in the Jeskai Fires deck. There have been a few decks that have been going around previously with the Jeskai Fires, and Cavalier of Flame seems to be a new addition to those particular decks. There's actually a couple of cards that I think are undervalued due to this specific tournament, and we'll talk about them shortly, but I want to focus here on Cavalier of Flame. So Cavalier of Flame looks like it's undergoing a bit of pressure right now, could lead to a full-out buyout of the card. If you actually look over here for the online price has spiked up today from $3 to $5.75. MTGO is a good indicator of what's to come with paper. Excuse me. It happens in like real time. There isn't any delay with shipping, and you often see massive spikes or massive movements with just how instantaneously MTGO can be. So Cavalier of Flame, I think, is going to follow that route in paper. Card Kingdom has already increased their buy list price to $2.25, and the TC market price is already above the TC mid at $3.17 compared to $3. If we come over here and look at 4 ofs of near mint or better, or lightly played or better, you can see that if you add the shipping cost, for example, this one is going to cost you 50 cents per shipping. This gives an additional $3.50 is the lowest one you can get, the 4 of value right now, going by item price on TCG Player. If you actually go and look down, we only have one page of 4 or mores. This is something you don't see for standard cards unless there's a lot of market movement. And you can also see that most of them do fall in this first category between that $3.50 all the way, $3.50. So right here, all of these are going to be about that price. This end games would be the cheapest one right now to sparse out the shipping costs. For 11 of them, about $3.50. Yeah, this one's still the cheapest one back up here with the Odyssey games. But anyway, you come down here after that $3.50 mark, they do jump up, and there are very few copies after that. We have then at the $5 and $6 range with even just a few more copies around in this area. So I think this card is going to spike. I think we're going to see a double up for the Cavalier of Flame. I went and bought 3 play sets of it. I don't want to go too deep in this spec because it just might just be too quick of a kind of a fad that could get replaced. However, it does seem like this card is powerful enough. It was a matter of time before this card did see play. A 6/5 with pumpable your creatures for 5 mana. Just is begging to go in many decks just with the stats there. But where this card really, really gets juicy is that you can discard any other cards and draw that many cards. I saw some Reanimator decks running this card in the past, but it does seem to be perfect in the Jeskai Fires deck because you want to go through your library of cards you can actually utilize that have the big mana spells at that point. So let's just take a look at the list of where it's seeing play. It's in this Jeskai Fires list with the Bonecrusher Giant, the Cavalier of Gales, so this is another one you could move in on. I think this one didn't see in both of them. Yes, okay, so the Cavalier of Gales I put in the exact same scenario. So it's using both of the Cavaliers in these Jeskai Fire decks. This one's using the Realm Cloak Giant. The other one is using the Niv Mizzet Perun. And they are all using the Fires of Invention. This is another card that gets interesting at its price point, $1.50, with a rare that sees a play of 4 of. Seems to be a pretty good spec, short term. Remember, I'm getting a lot of heat from my Murderous Rider call, saying that Murderous Rider cannot keep its $13 price tag because of just how many copies are going to be in existence due to Throne of Eldraine being open like crazy. Remember, collector's editions have a even higher chance of opening cards like Murderous Rider because of the 2 versions of Showcase that can be included in those collector's editions. So you can get a foil Showcase Murderous Rider as well as a regular Showcase Murderous Rider, which I think is also going to impact the price of that going forward. But anyway, going back to these particular cards in the Jeskai Fires, they all look like pretty decent pickups here. Let's go back over to the paper price for the Cavaliers, about the same as the Cavaliers of Flame. Let's go ahead and just check out the Cavalier of Gales here to see if it also is having that price spike. Not as drastic here. It's just catching up, or the Cavalier of Flames is catching up to the Cavalier of Gales. This card did see some play in just the regular elemental lists, so that's kind of where the price is kind of holding. See if it just does look like just Jeskai Fires running it now, but I've seen it in Jeskai or in Teamer Elementals before. I've also seen this card in the Yarick Brews, so I think this one has a little more versatility than the Cavalier of Flame, but again, I think this one is if yeah, they're pretty much comparable in that Just Sky Fires list. So once again, just a little bit of market alert. If you look over these lists too, there's some other interesting ones. This Realm Cloak Giant is looking very interesting as a mythic. It's another one that is seeming to have a bit of movement here on the paper side, with Card Kingdom having a buy list. It probably should be around the $3. And it doesn't look like the market price is showing up here. Maybe TG Player is down now since we refreshed this. As far as linking up with MTG Goldfish. But this also seems like a mythic that could go up in value just of how much it is starting to see play. Like I said, it was in both of these, so it looks like a 4 of in this deck between the sideboard and the main, and a 3 of in this Just Sky Fires deck, as well as a 4 of in the Javier Dominguez deck. And I think I even saw these in, doesn't look like it's in the Super Friends deck, but I think I saw it in the Bant mid-range decks too. So if we come back up here in these Bant mid-range decks, yes, there's the Realm Cloak Giant as a 2 of in this deck and a 3 of in this Bant Golos, as well as the Bant mid-range deck. Nope, not in the Bant mid-range deck. So out of all the decks that are seeing play, it doesn't have the top cards for some reason. It's not linking up either with MTG Goldfish here, but I would assume that the Realm Cloak Giant would be one of the more played cards out of this Fandom Legends tournament. So again, these are pros. These are known players that play in this Fandom tournament. So they are going to be legit decks, maybe not Pro Tour worthy decks at the moment, but definitely these are the decks that people are testing to see if they are viable. This is a nice little, another interesting little tidbit here is a Castle Ardenvale as a 4 of in this mono white weenie deck. We saw this one coming. We knew it was going to come. This is another one of the cards that I think is a pretty good pickup. So always be on your toes during this time of the season. This is where people are really going to solidify the decks, and we're going to see a lot of movement in card prices. So checking these out daily and seeing the cards that actually are, seeing the most play, having the most impact, is going to get you ahead on the price spikes. Kind of nice to see a Celestia Adventures deck actually hit the list here as well. 2 of them actually. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I would make a move on Cavalier of Gales or Cavalier Gales and Cavalier of Flames probably under the $3 mark if you can get in on copies. I wouldn't also blame you for the $3.50. And by the time this video even publishes, I did tweet it out on my or message it out on my Discord, which does have a lot of savvy speculators and buyers. You could see this card even move just because of that. So again, happy speculating out there. These Core 2020s, I think, are the perfect mythics to get on. The supply is very low from this set. And yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. This has been Kevin with the Rogue Market. I'm going to have a Pirates Plunder pick video out later today, but thought I'd hurry and do this market alert picks. Thanks for watching.